Today is our class, CompanyCam class, going over our Roofr integration. Joining us today is Pete McKendrick from Roofr. Pete, we've had our integration with Roofr now for a couple months, going really well for us. Love Roofr. I assume, and maybe Ryan, you could speak to this. Are you currently using Roofr already?
I am not. I am actually just transitioning from a company into starting my own company. I've used CompanyCam. We were using mainly AccuLinks. I've been interested in learning about Roofr, which is why I signed up for this.
Cool.
So I know very little about it, honestly.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So just from what you said alone, previously using AccuLinks to using Roofr, the big factor there, obviously, if you're using CompanyCam, is that it directly integrates. So that's going to be a big win, kind of up front there. But I'll let you speak to that, Pete. Kind of what makes you unique in the space. Kind of give the 30-second pitch for Roofr.
Sure. Roofr, the big thing about Roofr is that we started out as a marketplace, kind of a broker between contractors and consumers. We realized very early on that the consumer experience was lacking a bit because of the tools that were being offered to the contractor, and just allowing it to be a more polished, professional, process for the contractor. So we started out by building a drawing tool, which essentially turned into a measurement tool, similar to like what you see from your Eagle View, Hover, Roof Scope, those type of guys. So we have same aerial measurement type of technology that those guys are using, so you can produce your own measurements. And then we realized shortly after that the next logical step for us was to produce a proposal software to kind of complement those measurements, similar to what you'd see if you were, to map your measurements from some of the other providers into, like your AccuLinks or your Job Progress or something like that. So that's where we went with that, and we built a proposal feature, and we really focused on making the product and keeping the product. We continue to keep the product very simple, straightforward, and easy to use. Very easy to set up. Unlike a lot of the other products that take weeks or months to set up, you can literally get Roofr ready to quote in probably under an hour. So having the ability to take your measurements straight to your proposals, use your CompanyCam integration right in it. It's unique that it's all under one hood. That's probably the biggest factor, right? You're not having to have a separate, especially if you're a smaller contractor or someone like Ryan that's just starting out, having the ability to have that all in one subscription, one platform is really nice, not having to manage multiple subscriptions and pay for different things to have access to all those features. So that would be my 30-second elevator pitch of Roofr.
Awesome. Yeah, and everybody that we've had using it so far, just speaking from the CS end of things that we've discussed using Roofr, it's been a super clean integration for us. It's been, I have heard nothing but good things. So really excited for you to be here with us today. Looks like we did have one other person join us here while you were speaking. It looks like Matt. So I am going to go ahead and just mute everybody for right now. But if you have any questions as we go along here, you can throw those in either the chat or the QA section. We have Bree Campbell and Julia joining us today, who should be answering anything there, or might save them and ask you directly, Pete, as we're kind of going along here.
Sure.
But with that, yeah, we'll just kind of be going over, first of all, how to set up your Roofr integration with CompanyCam, and then syncing up the reports and proposals, and then adding CompanyCam photos to your Roofr proposals and creating jobs in Roofr if you already have a CompanyCam project. So I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Pete, if you want to go ahead and kick us off.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let me know when you can see my screen here.
Looks good.
All right. So starting out, once you once you register for a Roofr account, and you get going with us, we have obviously a couple of different plans that you can jump on depending on what your usage is going to be, as far as our proposal feature and our measurements and everything. But we have 2 plans. And if you jump on the plan that allows you to have access to our integrations, you'll get this integrations tab right here that you see inside of your profile section. And here it will allow you to connect. So all you're going to do is literally click this button would say connect. You click connect, And then you're going to go ahead and log into your CompanyCam account using your normal CompanyCam login, and it's going to sync the two accounts. So the beauty of that is that what it does is it's going to allow projects from CompanyCam to sync directly to jobs on our side. And then you can attach them, and information can flow back and forth. So, if I was to go in here to my jobs section and pick a new job, you'll see here that I could start to put in an address. Let me see if I have one in here already. I may. If not, let's just see if I can click one here. And you'll see I have a create from CompanyCam option. So I can click here and it's going to go look. In this one, I didn't have that actual job in there, but it will allow me to bring a CompanyCam project right in and turn it into a job in Roofr. So I can quickly sync the two of those together right here and make that flow very easy. The reason for that, obviously, is that there's two use cases here. What we found out early on is that we had users that were using this scenario between our two companies in two separate ways. We had folks that were starting in CompanyCam, and then they were wanting to migrate those pictures over and use them when they were getting to their Roofr proposal. And then we also had users that were pulling our measurements first and then wanting to see them in their CompanyCam account. So we've given them the ability to sync jobs so that the information will flow back and forth. The beauty of that is that once I create a measurement, it can actually flow into my CompanyCam account. And then that way, if my guys are out in the field, they want to field verify the measurement while they're taking their pictures and putting them into CompanyCam, they can quickly open that proposal or that measurement up, take a look at it, and be able to pull a couple measurements off the house and just verify them against our report. Now, I have a user that does that. He said that it has made him probably the most accurate he's ever been using aerial measurements, because he can actually double check them out in the field right through his CompanyCam account, even though he's pulled the measurement inside of Roofr. So doing that, he's able to sync everything back and forth. Also on our proposal end, once a proposal is created, it will also flow over to CompanyCam. So really, no matter where you're living in your process, whether you're focusing more in your CompanyCam account, whether you're focusing more in your Roofr account, whether you're jumping between them, you have the option really to start in either one and the information to flow back and forth. So where this really comes into play on our side is in our proposal section. So if I was to create a new proposal here, right away, it's going to ask me what measurement I want to use. And then I can pick a template here. And once my measurement opens up and fills all this in for me, where my CompanyCam becomes very powerful now is the ability to come in here and actually import an image right for the cover. So I go in here and I can actually search, for this job that I have in the system. And I can actually pull one of those images and make it the cover image, so if I wanted to throw the customer's house here on the cover, I can do that. So a lot of guys have really liked this option. Originally, we gave them the ability to upload a photo. We've now added the import CompanyCam. So now they can take one of those CompanyCam photos, an aerial shot, or, the front of the house, if that's one of the pictures they've taken, or anything that they have, they can make the cover image of their actual proposal. And then down here in the photo section, we've given you the ability now to go ahead and click on this, and we can actually import photos from CompanyCam. So I can go in here and search for a project in my CompanyCam, whatever that may be. And I can actually select the pictures that I want. If I have annotated versions, I can bring those over, or the originals. I can pick between the two. And then it's going to just go ahead and add the photos right in there for me. And just real quickly here. And you have the ability, like I said, to either bring over the annotated photos or actually go in here and mark up the photos inside of Roofr itself. So you've got both options here. And then what that does is that allows you to use your photos to really build out a proposal here in Roofr. The nice part about this is, especially if you're someone who's doing insurance work, or you're leading with an inspection, let's say, that's one of the ways a lot of guys will say, hey, let us come out and do a free inspection. Take your CompanyCam pictures. Now you can use those as part of your proposal. When you present this to the customer, you can actually build out an inspection report. You'll see here we have ways to customize the look of it, whether you want 2 photos per page, 4 photos per page. You can even go in on this and add your own description. So if you want to add a little bit of verbiage, maybe like in this photo, I've got some damage, and I can, make a note here that we've got some missing shingles, that we need to address, or whatever the case may be. Right. So I can add all that in here, and I can modify this picture if needed. all based out of just pulling those photos over from CompanyCam, right? So, and then from the, oops, I gotta go ahead in and add some quantities in here, and then just kind of show you guys what a proposal would actually look like in here. Let's just pop this in. Probably should have built this out a little bit more ahead of time, but that's all right. What? Oh, well, let's delete this option.
I mean, you're just showing process right now, so.
Yeah. There we go. Had more options than I needed in there. So, right. And then the beauty of this is that as it generates this proposal, this is what our proposals look like. This is really our strong suit. Is we've built a very professional looking proposal. So I could have picked a better picture probably, but there you go. You have I think I stole this picture off of realtor.com, and that's why it looks like that. But you've got your cover image that we've taken right from our CompanyCam, your proposal details all the way down through your PDFs of your GAF warranty. And then here you have your actual CompanyCam photos now as read as part of your proposal. The nice part about this is you can reorder these pages in any way that you want. And now you've taken the CompanyCam photos, use them as a huge part of your proposal that you can now turn into an executable contract, right? So now I can have this customer literally sign off on this contract and, and win this job, right? So a really powerful integration. What we really like about it, I know when we built this with you guys, one of the things that was really big for us was the flow of the information back and forth. The really nice piece of that is that both softwares are kind of intertwined now. It's not like a one-stop shop where I can only bring in the photos, at the proposal level. All of this information from the measurement, the proposal flowing back to my CompanyCam account, allowing me to see it over there and have that visibility, as well as being able to pull all that CompanyCam project information over here and see those photos. So we're actually in the process as well of launching a version 2, which will allow you to not only sync a job on our side to a CompanyCam project, but flip it and be able to go into your CompanyCam account and use a job in Roofr to start a project in CompanyCam. So it'll be, no matter what your process flow is or how you want to use it, you'll be able to have access to both of those.
Awesome. And Pete, can you give us any idea? I know it's still in the works, but is there any sort of timeline on when that version 2 might be rolling out?
Yeah, I believe we're just a matter of a week or two away from that. I think they're just
Awesome.
about finished with that. Kind of like part A of that was the ability to import the CompanyCam photos as part of your cover image. So that part A is done. And now part B is, having the ability to sync the projects 2 ways. So, a huge plus there. So no matter really what your process is and how you use these products in conjunction with each other, you'll be able to accommodate it. So that's it's a big piece for us. We're really excited. I mean, this has been a really powerful integration for us. We have a couple hundred users using this integration, daily inside of our products. So excited to see, that grow and us potentially even do a little bit more down the road as we add more functionality.
Definitely, yeah. And like I said, we have heard nothing but really good feedback so far from anybody using the integration. So we're excited to see that broaden out and expand and get even more intuitive. So yeah, I'll go ahead here since we have just Ryan and Matt here. I can go ahead and just see if either of you guys have any questions at this point. Feel free to unmute and we can ask Pete or ask myself. Anything in the chat? All right. Well,
I guess I have a question for Ryan since he's here. Ryan, how are you currently using CompanyCam and how are you quoting currently?
Hey, I'm sorry. I actually had to talk to a customer. Can you ask me the question again?
Sorry. I just said, how are you currently quoting and how are you currently using CompanyCam? Like, what is your process and how are you using CompanyCam in that process?
Well, so I use CompanyCam primarily as documentation and photo. I've been a contractor for about 15 years and I have a hoarder's mentality. So I have about 28,000 photos in my photo library on my iPhone. And so while I have everything that I might ever need for any customer that might call me back, it's really hard to find them sometimes. And so I actually convinced my previous company to go with start using CompanyCam, but I'm the only person that was involved that actually really used it. And so as we're starting the new company, that was the first thing that I got, was CompanyCam. As a matter of fact, it's the only real software. And then as far as quoting, I right now, although we know we're going to change it, ultimately starting off, we're essentially doing, the old just templates that I used previously, and Excel spreadsheet templates, and workbooks, and we've just built them into some contracts. Essentially, yeah, they're not great, but they do work.
Yeah, just interested to know. I'm always interested to know the use case and how people are using CompanyCam and how we could potentially help by having it attached to our software. Do you guys use any kind of aerial measurements at all?
I do. I am still capable of measuring a roof by hand, and I do it when necessary. I've ordered, from just about every service that there is over the years.
Sure.
As far as aerial measurements, the thing that really interested me with Roofr, that like I said, I haven't ever been able to try it, but I do a lot of work with real estate agents, which they want everything they can get real fast and real free. And every inspection that I do, although with a real estate inspection, maybe only 20 to 30% of them actually convert into a re-roof. If I'm doing a re-roof, then by all means, it's worth it to pay for measurements. Most of them are minor repairs, but everybody wants an estimate. And so, those I create a report in CompanyCam for my realtors. A lot of times they ask for an estimate, and in truth, a vast majority of the time you already know that it's, or have a pretty good idea that it's not going to convert to business. And it's really tough to make yourself drive out and either hand measure it or order measurements from somebody. So just really difficult.
Yeah. No, I mean, we do have a lot of folks that have a similar situation where they work with real estate agents. What some of our guys have started to do, especially from the re-roof standpoint, is we have a new product out called the Instant Estimator, which allows you to you have a URL that you can give them, via QR code, or just give them the URL, and it allows them to just plug in the address of the house. It will pull the square footage, and then on the back end, you set per square pricing, and the per square pricing allows you to just kind of give them a quick quote in like 30 seconds or less. Like, hey, if you were to re-roof this house, it's going to cost you ballpark number this, right? And then that way, if they are more serious about it and they want you to come out and do a full-blown estimate, they can click a button there and request that, and then you capture them more or less like in our leads section here. But it's a good way to kind of give them the access to being able to get a quote without having to bother you every time. To get, it's a little different, obviously, if you were doing, doing repairs, but even so, the fact that, like you said, the fact that our measurements are only $10 and you could quickly roll them right into a template that you built for repairs or something like that, and be able to just kick that out in a matter of minutes is, would definitely benefit you for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. And I guess since we have a couple of minutes here, Matt, was there anything that you kind of wanted to add in there in terms of how you're using CompanyCam, or if you're already using Roofr?
I'm in business development with Roofr.com.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm eavesdropping, but no,
but
honestly though, I've been a contractor for 21 years, and this is phenomenal. Like, back when I started quoting, it was probably 2005, 2006, and back then it was pen and paper for me all the way. So all of this combined with CompanyCam, Roofr, the ability to order a measurement report, walk the roof, take photos using CompanyCam, upload those photos into Roofr, have the measurements there, create the proposal, and everything all under one roof is phenomenal. And I wish I had it, 15 years ago.
So you're sold on it right now, is what you're saying.
I'm sold. I'm sold. Yeah, that's right. I'm sold on
He's
everything.
biased. He's biased,
right.
but he's sold.
Yeah.
We'll go with that as the pull quote.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Ryan, if you don't have anything else today, I think we'll let you go a little bit early. We will have a recording of this available for you here within about the next 24 hours. So we'll send that out to you. Also, Ryan, are you familiar, since it's just you here, are you familiar with who your CSM? Oh, it looks like Bree, who's actually on the chat right now. So if you ever have any questions at all, Bree's going to throw her email address there in the chat. Feel free to shoot her an email or give her a call if you want to talk any of this over any further. Otherwise, yeah. Thank you for joining us today, Pete. Really appreciate it. Really love the integration. Love everything that you guys are doing, and look forward to kind of expanding that out as we go along.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you having us on, and love the integration with you guys. It's been widely accepted by our users. So, really, really excited to continue working with you guys and seeing what we can do.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of your week, everybody, and we'll see you soon.